Hello students. So we were discussing about principles of management so far. Until now we have covered the basic concepts of management as well as the very first function of management, that is namely planning. We have understood that planning is something which is all pervasive in the entire facets of management. It is the beginning of the functions of management. Followed by planning, we have also gone through the nuances of decision making, how exactly decision making happens within an organization. Now, having understood these two facets of management, the next important thing that we are going to discuss in the next unit is namely the other function of management, that is namely organizing. Organizing is something which is followed after planning. Okay, so in planning, what do you normally do? You plan for the future. You decide what course of action you need to be taking in future for a particular decision, right? So once that plan is put in place, the next important thing that you need to do is what? You need to implement that plan. You need to do all what is necessary in order to make that plan into an action. And for that purpose, you need to arrange all the resources, the manpower, the material, everything at the disposal of the organization in order to make sure that the plan is implemented successfully. So this in a nutshell is what you call as organizing. Let's first begin with a few definitions of organizing given by experts and understand this concept which we call as organizing, that is the second important function of management. So George Terry has defined organizing as it is the establishment of effective authority relationships among selected work, persons and workplaces in order for the group to work together efficiently. So basically what Terry means to say over here is that in an organization, though we have the plans in place, but for the organization to work effectively, there should be very clearly defined authority relationships. Okay, who is going to report to whom, who should be reporting, taking the reporting from whom, what kind of relationship are there between the various people in the organization, right? Who is going to work as a team, who is going to work independently on a project. All these things need to be sorted out within an organization, right? Plus, they need to have established relationships between each other. They should have clarity about the roles that they need to play in the organization so that they can work efficiently within the organization. So this is what is organizing according to George Terry. The second definition given by Louis Allen says that organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objective. So this is somewhat a broader definition, adding a few more parameters to what George Terry has already mentioned. Apart from saying that there should be very clearly defined authority responsibility relationships within the organization, Louis Allen further goes on to say that organizing need to be performed in a group. It is an activity which is basically about identifying and grouping the different kind of activities which are to be performed within an organization. And the main idea behind doing all this is that the organization as well as the people working in the organization both together can accomplish the objectives given to them. Okay, so these are the two important definitions of organization. Moving further, what we are trying to understand is the nature of organization, or maybe we can say the characteristics of organization. Now, why we are saying organization over here and not organizing? See, organizing is about establishing this concept called as organization. Organization is what? It is a properly organized entity where your plans are going to be implemented in an efficient manner. So what are the characteristics of this organization, or what are the important parameters which can help you to understand what is the effectiveness of an organization? Let us try and go through these points. The first point says the division of work or specialization. See, the entire idea of working in an organization is not about one person doing the complete job. There are different activities when you think about a company, when you think about an organization. The essential idea of organization itself is that you find out the people who are good in a particular task and divide the task in a manner according to the suitability of the individual doing that particular work. So that is the idea about dividing the work according to specialization. So basically जो division of work that happens in an organization because of the proper planning or because of the proper methods of organizing that you are following. Okay. Then with respect to the goals in an organization, as we have seen, every individual has got certain goals. Every organization has got their own roles. So ultimately, when you think about bringing a balance in these goals, this can happen only within an organization in a planned manner, in an organized manner. Okay, the idea about any organization must be to bring harmony between the individual goals as well as the organizational goals. When the individual finds that their goals can be accomplished through the course of the work, they will be more committed to the work. So somewhere the organization must be efficiently aligning its goals with that of the individual goals. Then another important factor or another important characteristic of the organization is that it is a composition of individuals as well as groups. In an organization, we can see that it is the individuals who convert themselves into groups to perform a certain function, and ultimately organization is nothing but a collection of such groups who have formed together, who is working in a coordinated manner in order to achieve the goals of the organization. Another important characteristic of organization is that we can divide the organization based upon the various functions that are there to be performed within an organization. It is the work of organization, or it is the purpose of organizing, to divide and assign tasks to individuals so that the goals of the organization are achieved in the process. All these tasks, all these small tasks which are divided among the individuals must be coordinated together so that ultimately the final goals or final objectives of the organization is met through. Then it is a continuous process. See, just the way we say that planning is a continuous process, even organizing is a continuous process. Okay, it doesn't end with something like, okay, you have divided the organization into different groups, you have divided into different departments, you are having certain groups which are taking care of some tasks. It doesn't end over there, right? It is a continuous process wherein people have to perform one task, that task gets over, then some other task takes precedence. So every task that is being performed is also coordinated in some way or the other. So it is something that continuously happens within a company. This organizing or this process of organizing is something that happens continuously within an organization. Another important characteristic is the aspect of communication, which is constantly needed within an organization. Whenever we were speaking about dividing the task, whenever we were speaking about delegating the authority, delegating the work, it requires effective communication. Both oral and written communication is something which is essential for carrying out these multitude of tasks that are there being within the organization. Then coordination is something which defines this entire function of organizing, right? There should be proper coordination between the groups, the various committees or various individuals working in different tasks. Only then the proper organizing can be viewed within a company. Then when we speak about rules and regulations, of course, just the way plans were supported by policies, all these organizing functions are supported by certain rules and regulations. They may be written or they may be something that is orally communicated by the top management. But essentially, it is these rules and regulations that govern how the entire function of organizing is being done within the company. And yes, of course, the whole process of organizing is incomplete without the people element or the manpower within the organization. When we speak about organizing the resources in an organization, it is all about dividing the manpower according to their specialization. So people are again an important feature or characteristic of organizing. Lastly, what we can say about the characteristic is the entire function of organizing depends upon what kind of environment is there within the company or within the organization. What kind of influences are there within the internal environment, what kind of influences are there within the external environment. All these things matter when we consider the process of organizing, when we consider the process of dividing the work within the organization.